Hello, students. How are you? I hope that all of you are well and good. Today, I am going to discuss with you the story Mother's Day, written by J.B. Priestley. So, students, let's start the story Mother's Day. Before explaining the story, I must tell you something about the story as an introduction. The one person whom we all adore next to God is our mother. We can never repay our debt of gratitude to her. Yet, it is really ironical to note that she rarely gets her due. Her services are taken for granted by the children. Even her husband doesn't acknowledge her devotion. All treat her as a housemaid. This one act play deals with this universal problem in depth and suggests an effective solution also. Mrs. Pearson is the victim of neglect and ill treatment by her husband George, her son Cyril, and her daughter Doris. She discusses her problem with her fortune telling neighbor Mrs. Fitzgerald. The bold and firm neighbor advises her to take a bold stand and refuse to dance to the tune since Mrs. Pearson is too weak and docile to displease her family. She lets her neighbor do the same. They exchange personalities for some time. Mrs. Fitzgerald rebukes all the three and shows them their places. They are shocked and become subdued. They submit meekly to the wishes of their mother. It is Mrs. Pearson's day of victory. So, students, now I will tell you something about the characters. George Pearson, about 50 years old. He is serious and pompous and heavy. Pompous means hypocrite, दिखावटी आदमी. Next, Mrs. Annie Pearson, a pleasant but worried looking woman in her 40s. Next, Dory Pearson, the working daughter of the Pearson couple in early 20s. Early 20s means कि 21, 22, 23 age. Cyril Pearson, the spoiled working son. Next, Mrs. Fitzgerald. She is older and heavier and strong personality. She knows a bit of magic. She is neighbor of Mrs. Pearson. She is a fortune teller. Fortune teller means who actually tells something about our fate, जो हमारी किस्मत को बताते हैं. Now next, the action takes place in the living room of the Pearson house in a London suburb. The time is afternoon. It is a comfortably furnished house. Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Fitzgerald are sitting opposite each other. As you are seen in the photograph, they are sitting against each other at the small table. They are discussing a problem that almost all mothers face at home. They are treated as housemaids. Nobody recognizes their services. Mrs. Pearson is the aggrieved party. She speaks out her problem to her fortune telling neighbor, Mrs. Fitzgerald. She suggests to Mrs. Pearson to be strict, the boss of her own family. But Mrs. Pearson is a docile, loving, and gentle lady. She admits that her children are thoughtless and selfish, but they don't mean to hurt her. Moreover, She is so fond of them that she can't deal with them severely. Student, this actually all actually is being spoken in dialogue form, but actually I am just explaining all the dialogues which are going on between Mr. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Pearson. Okay, you will read the text and you can find the answer. If you feel any difficulty, so you can contact me through phone, through WhatsApp, through writing in the comment box, or the other resources you can use, and I will try to convince you and explain you. Okay, so the students, now Mrs. Fitzgerald tells Mrs. Pearson to demand decent treatment. Giving a long rope to grown man, son or daughter, would only spoil and ruin them. They should be taking notice of wife and mother, not just giving them orders or treating them as servant. She advises Mrs. Pearson not to hesitate or fear unpleasantness. Mrs. Pearson is about to rise because they will be home any minute, demand tea and all in a hurry to go out again. The neighbor pulls her down. She wants them all to look after themselves. She lights a cigarette. Mrs. Pearson agrees with her, but she just can't carry out the plan. Then let me do it, says Mrs. Fitzgerald, not as an outsider, but as you. She proposes that they should change places as well as personalities for some time. She would look like her in appearance, but with the firmness of Mrs. Fitzgerald. So, students, I think you are understanding what is being told in these dialogues. है ना? That means कि Mr. Fitzgerald is saying, because Mrs. Pearson is very much troubled, okay, with the family members, because all the family members treating her like a servant. They didn't care her. Okay, therefore she is telling this problem to the Mr. Fitzgerald. Mr. Fitzgerald is saying that ki, if we change our bodies, okay, that means Fitzgerald will go in the body of Mrs. Pearson, and she is saying कि Mrs. Pearson, you will come in my body. So in this way, when I will be in your body, so I will solve your problem. But it is very difficult. But only some English women, particularly in the earlier times, they actually do this kind of magic hypnotization. है ना? They can do it. So and they take help of this kind of magic and to solve their day-to-day problems. है ना? So she asked Mrs. Pearson to stop thinking anything and to look at her. She mutters some magic words. Both women go lax for a while. Then both come to life. They adopt the voices as well as mannerisms of the each other. Mrs. Pearson becomes bold and dominating, while Mrs. Fitzgerald is nervous. Mrs. Pearson screams with fear when she sees that her body has changed, but she assures that none of her family members will note the changes. They shall have to deal with Mrs. Pearson having the personality of Mrs. Fitzgerald, the real Mrs. Pearson with changed personality goes to the neighboring house for some time. That means कि when the bodies, because Mrs. Fitzgerald actually told some magic spell, that means some magical words, and then both actually their body actually both body actually get changed. And Mrs. Fitzgerald actually went to the body of Mrs. Pearson, and Mr. Pearson actually goes into the body of Mrs. Fitzgerald. You will doubt it कि how can it be possible, but English people do it, okay, through magic. And in our own culture, if we just see कि you will find many times some people say God has come in our body. This is the same type thing, है ना? goddess came, a god came in the body of the other. तो body मतलब कि other is another person's spirit can come into the body of the other. You must have from our own Indian culture, you must have listened all these stories about it. The same thing happen in England also. They do it. Okay, now the new Mrs. Pearson now smokes away and lays out the cards on the table. Doris comes after a few moments. She asked mom to iron her yellow silk, which she must wear that night. She is stunned to see mother smoking and playing cards. She gets a curt reply in incisive tone when she asks for tea while she is not ready. The mum says that might go out later for dinner at Clarendon. Doris says angrily that she has been working hard all day and yet she can't get even tea. The mum says that she has double working hours as for Charlie Spence, Doris's boyfriend. He is a good for nothing guy. Okay, that means ki when actually this Doris came and she asked her mother tea, and then that the mother actually told her that she has taken the tea and she should prepare tea for herself. And when she asked about the yellow dress, so the mother said that the mother ki, that Mrs. Fitzgerald actually in the body of Miss Pearson said that you should do iron your clothes yourself. Okay. So in this way, and she also told that she will go to Clarendon Hotel for dinner. So in this way, she surprises Doris. The next to return home is Cyril, the young son. He also demands tea. He is shocked to see notice the changed behavior of his mum. He inquires if his dress has been mended, but mum tells him that she doesn't like mending. As for work at office, nobody does a thing there that one doesn't like. It is the union that jumps in for support. Mom tells Doris that she looks terrible wearing a wrap. She then asks for a hard drink, stout, and she sits down to drink. She makes Doris cry and Cyril dumbstruck. They suspect that their mother has hit her head against something and got a concussion, but they are not to. But they suspect that mom has hit her head against something and got a concussion, but they are not to tell her about it. Mrs. Pearson tells them that in future she might do a bit of cooking as a favor. Even for that favor, she will have to be requested and thanked. She will also take week and off for a change. George Pearson enters. He notices Doris's tears. Then he looks at Mrs. Pearson sipping stout at that odd hour of the day. He is surprised at her. He is annoyed to learn that there is no tea ready for him. He is further told that he is one of the standing jokes for club members. They call him Ompy Pearson because he is so slow and pompous. George is horrified. He turns to Cyril for help, but Mrs. Pearson, but Mr. He is he annoyed to learn that there is no tea ready for him. He is further told that he is one of the standing jokes for club members. They call him Pompey Pearson because He is so slow and pompous. George is horrified. He turns to Cyril for help, but Cyril only confirms Mom's observation that Dad is laughed at by club members at his back. George leaves the room, much put out. Cyril turns angrily at Mum and asks why she has hurt Dad's feelings and his too. Her mother is that truth ought not to hurt anybody. Secondly, if father didn't go to the club so often, they would stop laughing at him. Mother then takes Cyril also to task. She points out that he spends a lot of time and good money at greyhound races and ice shows. Mrs. Fitzgerald from next day door knocked at the door. Cyril mm, calls her silly old woman, which is objected to my mum. She is let in. She inquires if and everything is all right. Cyril doesn't like her interference in the family affairs. Mum silences him with a rebuke. She calls him a silly, spoiled young pie can. The next door woman, the real mother, protests. Mrs. Fitzgerald in real life tells her severely to let her manage her family on her own way. Both Cyril and George are offended when the woman next door addresses them by their Christian names. Mrs. Fitzgerald tells the waiter that she is just putting them all in their places. It is painful to know that she has heard George. Also, George enters, sits down, and lights his pipe. He complains how his wife has been behaving rudely. Naughty Pompey Pearson and poor Doris crying her eyes upstairs, getting the neighbors in to see the fun. He wants the visitor to leave them alone, but his wife takes exception to his bad manners. Now, students, you must be getting this story. Okay, this dialogue is between the both. Okay, now I am just at the last paragraphs. But his wife takes exception to his bad manners. She asks him to leave for the club. He wonders if she has gone crazy. She jumps up wildly and threatens to slap his big fat silly face. He is surprised to hear the waiters calling his wife Mrs. Fitzgerald. He is bewildered. Possibly he thinks his wife is dead drunk. Doris enters the room. The visitors inquires about her date with Charlie Spence. Doris reacts violently, but Mum shouts at her to shut up and behave. Doris declares that she has called off the appointment. She complains that the mother has been hurting her by saying Charlie is half-witted. The situation becomes unbearable for mother. She gets up with sudden decision. Mrs. Pearson then asks George and Doris both to leave them alone for a few minutes. The two will sort out the matter through a private little talk. Both women sit at the table and decide to change back real. Mrs. Pearson and can't stand the drama anymore, and they go through the same formality as earlier. The spell is tried and they become their proper personalities. It has been an enjoyable experience for Mrs. Fitzgerald, but painful for Mrs. Pearson. She takes the advice of the neighbor so quietly not to go soft on her husband and children and not to start explaining or feeling sorry for their play acting. But Mrs. Pearson admits that she can't give them rough treatment. She reveals what she expects from them. She wants them to stop at home and one evening help her in preparing supper and then all play uh, a game of rummy together. Mrs. Fitzgerald enacts a little drama again. This time it is Mrs. Pearson's turn to try and deal with them formally. All the three are called in the all the three are called all the three are called in. The neighbors gets up to go while Mrs. Pearson smiles. All feel relieved since nobody is willing to go out. She suggests a plan. One, they should have a nice family game of rummy. Two, the children should get the supper ready. Finally, she will have a talk with George. The plan is accepted readily by one and all. She bids fair goodbye to Mrs. Fitzgerald with an invitation to come again soon. The family sit around Mrs. Pearson humbly. So, students, so this is the story I have explained in English. Okay, in this way, when actually Mrs. Fitzgerald was very kind towards his family, kind towards her family, so children actually were get spoiled, husband was also not behaving well. But when actually Mrs. Fitzgerald, who actually was one of the dominant lady, when actually was very strict, strictly dealt with them, so they all actually changed, and now they started to follow. So students, I conclude this story with this word that you must have got it. If you are not able to get it, so please call me and make you can send messages on my WhatsApp number, and ask for Hindi explain. Then only I will explain in Hindi. Otherwise, I think you have understood, you have got it. If you are not able to understand it in Hindi, so I will then write. Then I will give the Hindi explanation also. If you like to take Hindi explanation, so please consult me through writing the comment box, and you can also send me messages. You can make a call to me. So whatever thing you will feel suitable, so then you to decide. But I have explained it in English, so the whole story I have told. So I hope so you have now understood. Next in the next part, I will discuss the question and answer of this story. With these words, I say goodbye to all of you. Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. Thank you very much.